Welcome back to PYJynJoy, Messages from the Divine. This is Charmaine, your holistic life coach, coming to you with a message for the collective. So it may or may not resonate with you, but if it does, take what it has here, learn your lesson, and use your free will to make it better. That's the whole point of PYJynJoy. We like to get you unstuck. So if you want more daily inspiration, more tarot, or one-on-ones, you can always follow this channel here, PYJynJoy, or go to PYJynJoy, PYJynJoy.com, and book a one-on-one session that gets more in depth for you. But before we get started, let's cleanse the energy of the space. Thank the divine for the message we're about to receive. Thank you, divine. And get started. So let's just split the deck, see what we come up with. We have emotional withdrawal, material harvest. So with eight is about your money, your prosperity, your abundance, infinity. Nine is about completion, the ending, something that's done, as in like a material harvest. If the harvest is now fully grown out, it's beautiful, and now you've collected it. Emotional withdrawal, so you may need some time alone to contemplate life, to figure out what's going on, so you're just withdrawing a bit, and we'll see where this goes. So divine, tell us, what is this message about for the collective? Tell me what the message is for the collective. We'll do a 5-card spread. Well, we have disruption. That was the immediate past. So disruption, a tower event occurred. And it's not something that's necessarily a bad thing, but obviously you needed to take that emotional withdrawal. Whatever happened was something that was a bit shaking, but it didn't end you. You are able to move on and take that lesson from it, because a tower moment, a disruption, is just a life experience, something that you needed to learn in order to move forward, to grow more. Because remember, we're on this planet in this lifetime to follow our goal, what the purpose is that we're brought onto the earth to achieve. And if you're not following that, if you're not familiar with it, because I'm an evolutionary astrologist, so I know this is how I explain things, people. If you're not going to your north node, which is what you've came onto this lifetime to do, your purpose, then you're leaning more towards the south node. And that's where you have your karmic debt, what happened in the past, things that you were doing in the past, lives, that is. And with it, if you still continue to focus on the south node, you don't grow. But the universe wants you to grow, wants you to evolve, evolutionary astrology, so that you will have a life experience moment that's going to shake you up and get you back on track. Hopefully you learn. So let's see what happens with you. Well, moving on. So this is your present. So in the present, you're moving on. 6 is all about you. I'm sorry, let's go back. 16, 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 is about your inner wisdom, your insight, your spirituality. So something where you were shaken up with that. So you have 6 is all about your self-sacrifice, loyalty, birth. So in this image, you can see you're moving forward. You're leaving behind what was before. Even with the leaves are green as you're going forward towards the sun. This is in the past, so the leaves are brown. They are, past the stage of, remember the beginning, the material harvest. Well, they're even past that. Well, now they're like dry and brown. Now what you're heading into is going to be a new beginning. It's like you have a compass in your hand, something leading you on or encouraging to move forward. And that's what a life experience will do. It will encourage you to keep going. Don't let it knock you down. Don't let it make you feel a certain kind of way. Just know that that's something, you may not see it at that time, but just know that there is a reason why that happened, and you'll learn why. And as you move forward in your immediate future, there'll be a choice you'll have to make. And remember, I said 7, 1 plus 6 is 7. So this is something spiritual, something with your inner self, your connection to source. So choose wisely. And you hear again, remember at the beginning, there was the sitting on the beach, legs, akimbo, and then you have the hands. Well, the same thing here on a pier. You're sitting there thinking of the different options. All of these 5 options, 5 different directions that you can go The water is nice and smooth, but is leading you away. You can see the ripples, and the birds are taking flight. So that's what you need to do. Now, in the distant past, you have foundation and achievements. So there's a family scene here where they're looking at their house. A rainbow is up above. So 4 is all about planning, it's foundation, it's your structure, all of that. So somewhere in the distant past, and we'll go into each card and get more detail, but somewhere in the distant past, you had um, foundation. So there must have been some type of shakeup. Remember, emotional withdrawal. So as I'm reading these cards out, so that it's for those who it's resonating with, think of what's happening in your life. Was there something that happened where you had this foundation, you had a family, and then there was this disruption, and then you have this emotional withdrawal? Remember in the beginning, the withdrawal happened. So think on that. And again, that's why I encourage people to do one-on-ones, because then you can have more detail and specific to you. But let's just keep going. So this is the distant future. We have mental conflict. 2. 2 is balance. So there's something isn't balanced in your mental. So you're having that conflict. It's like a tug of war. So you have to adjust that. And we'll see what all of that will entail as we move forward. But just knowing sometime in the distant future, you will have a mental conflict that you'll need to take care of. And look, at the bottom of the deck is the emotional withdrawal card that we just had in the beginning. And the one below that is balance. I just said 2 is all about the balance. So you need to balance. And you can see the angel here. He has all of the suits. So you have all of the resources that you need. So you have the swords, the sword, the cup, the pentacle, and then a wand. All of that. Again, eyes are closed. Remember, eyes are closed, downcast, open to receiving, getting the message, getting the download from the divine, from source, from spirit. That's what you need. So when you, and 11 is a master number, and that's all about your new, fresh new beginnings, as well as your spirituality again. So this is something that really, whatever it was, it shook you, shook your core, shook your foundation. Perhaps you lost a family member, and I've had that happen, so I certainly know how it feels. So maybe you lost a family member or a friend, but this is more like family. But friends can be family. Hey, so you've lost someone who's close to you, and that's what that disruption was, why you had to emotionally withdraw, why you need to move on. You now need to seek that balance as you're choosing wisely. But look, the bottom card again is 8. 8 comes up again. 8 here, 8 here. Power. So you have the power within you. When you are doing your meditation, you're contemplating things, pull on your inner strength. That will help you. That will help you to move forward, to move on, and that's what you used to get past that disruption. You used your inner power, connected to source, your energy there. So I'm going to sit this one underneath here. So now we'll go a little deeper into this distant past. So, Divine, tell us more about this distant past, there's foundations, achievement, there's a family. What happened there? Tell us some more about that. And we have solitude. Yep. So 9, completion. So there was again something, and you can see this like the column here. It's like the shape of the disruption. So you had this firm foundation, this firm column, and for whatever reason, something happened, an ending, something ended, and that pulled you into that solitude. Remember the emotional withdrawal, so that you had to take a moment and step away. So, but tell us more. So, what else can you tell us about that, the loss that happened? Divine, tell us some more about the loss that then initiated this whole solitude, emotional withdrawal, disruption. Tell us more. Heartache and loss. So it could very well be that maybe someone may have physically passed away, or they may have left you, but whatever it is, someone is gone from your life. And that has led to heartache and loss. And even again, the imagery repeats itself. She has her eyes downcast, head bowed, similar to how they are. And then she's here with her hands together in prayer once again. Remember, it's spiritual. So that's going on with you. And remember, when you have a loss like that, it's painful. That's where, in fact, just to tell you again, like with PYJynJoy, that's how I came about with that. Pigeon is PY for my Maltese Ziggy. He used to eat his you know what, so we called him Piggy. So that's the PY, and then JYN is for my other Maltese Ginger, who was another little sweetheart and had her own little mind of her own. She came in the youngest dog, but then bossed everybody else around. And that's the pigeon, so like a carrier pigeon messages, PYJYN. And then the joy is for my Bichon, Josie, who was just a great dog. I mean, she was so sweet and full of joy and running around playing with her big brother, Mystic. So that and then when the other little puppies came along, she chased them around, but whatever. So that is where you get PYJynJoy from. I lost my puppies. Just 2024 was Ziggy, 2022 was Ginger. Josie was a little more ahead of that, 2008. But I also lost my dad. So in 2021. So there's a lot I can tell you, which is why I started this, to help people to get unstuck, to move past the grief, to be your most brilliant self. And that's what this is coming to. And it's making me remember things too. So as you're doing this, know that you can move forward. You can get beyond the grief. Grief is painful, and there are several stages. You know, you'll go through them all, whether it's disbelief, it's anger, it's pain, it's why you may get angry at the Lord or whomever your higher power is, and just, sometimes I was just like, I can't do my prayers. So that's something that you just have to deal with and know and get whatever help that you need. But it's just good to let you know that you will get past this too. You look, moving on, you're choosing wisely. So let's move on to this tower moment that just recently happened. That's your immediate past. So Divine, tell us more about this tower moment. What can you say about that? To have patience. And that's with my PYJynJoy. The topic is give yourself grace. And that's steps to excel. So it's G for give gratitude first. So when, like I said, whatever something may be, give gratitude, whether it's what you perceive to be good or bad. So give gratitude. So that's the G in grace. Then you have to have your reaction to it. So then you have the A is your action. And then you have SC for self care, and then excel. So when you take those steps, you will go through giving yourself grace and getting unstuck. But patience is a very big part of it. It can take some time. Take some time to get past all of that. So 1 + 4 is 5, and that goes back to change. So it takes a while to change things sometimes. And you can see in the palm there, the seed, and there's a flower sprouting from it. There's also a bit of smoke coming from it. So with that, it's telling you to have the patience, and the eyes are down again, similar to it. So you're just not quite ready, but just know, give yourself that grace that you need and the patience. So tell us some more, Divine, about this immediate past, the collective needing to have that patience as they go through this disruption period. What more can you tell us? Shadow, 1 + 8 is 9. So again, 9 is the completions, endings, and the shadow. Shadow is the moon, and the moon are the depths of your emotions. So when you lose someone like that, it shakes you again, like I said before, to the core. Your emotions so deep, so strong that it can really knock you off your feet. Sometimes the pain that can come, and that's the emotions that you'll have. Those are the emotions that you'll have to also work through. So when you're doing your meditation, you're withdrawing, you're seeking guidance, that's time to work on the shadow part so that you can help to heal. The whole point of PYJynJoy is to help you to heal your healing journey. So you will heal with that. This too, 1 + 8, 9, this too will be an ending. This too you will move beyond, because look, we'll move to this, moving on. So you will have that ability to move forward. That chapter ended. So now, Divine, tell us about this moving on in the present. And people can be, again, collective, you can be anywhere in this stage. You can already be in the distant future. You can be present. You could still, this could have just happened, the loss that caused this disruption. All of that you can just be getting into. So it depends upon where you are, and that's why I'm asking you to reflect and see where it was in your life, so you can have a better idea as the cards are being pulled. So now we have the present. Tell us about that. Tell us about this moving on. Financial and material changes. And remember, in the beginning, we had the material harvest. So financial and material changes are happening, so that will lead to that harvest. And we have 5 again, which is change. So we have here the seasons, or rather the elements. So you have earth, fire, air, water, and you can decide between them, just like it's choose wisely here. Look, material and financial changes, that's you choosing wisely. That's something that's going to be happening when you move on. So let's see a little bit more. Tell us more about this present situation, Divine. Tell us some more about the present. Sacral chakra. So that is your passion, your creativity. So you will have to, and 2 is about balance again, balance. So you'll have to balance your sacral chakra with your creativity, feeling all of that, your feelings that are there. Balance that all out. Do some yoga. Yoga helps with the movement, your flow. Do that. You can do some type of activity that is going to help your chakra, your sacral chakra, to open and to not be blocked. And that can be, maybe it was a loss of a child, because your sacral chakra is right where you have your reproductive organ as a female. So it could very well be the loss of a child. There's 2. So maybe that's something that happened, and that could be a huge, huge loss, huge disruption, to lose a child. So let's move to the immediate future. So where it says choose wisely. So choosing wisely to do what? Divine, tell us, so the collective can know, what are these choices? What do they need to choose wisely about? There's some loss, major loss. Tell us some more. Authority. 4. So 4 is your foundation. So you will seek someone who can help you take on the attributes of an authority figure. This is the emperor. So strong, a leader. Look at the columns, balanced. Again, two columns, even balanced for the change, the planning, the foundation. So that's what you need to choose. You need to choose and surround yourself, like a circle. Surround yourself with those who can help you get that strength that you need. The strength that you need to move on, to go forward with your life, and to do well. So that's what you will do with that. And look, 7 plus 4 is 11. But let's go and see again. Tell us some more about the distant future, Divine. What more can you tell us about that? Intuition. Use your intuition again, 2. So 2, this is the Empress. So we have the Empress moving forward. I'm sorry, this is the High Priestess. So you have your intuition. You're using your intuition there to figure out what it is that you need to do when you're in this prayer, you're in this emotional, you're meditating. Seek that self-reflection. Remember, you were just doing your shadow work. Seek that self-reflection always. Reconnect and tap into source. You have that ability. There's something bright coming through on the other side, and you just want to listen to your gut, to your thoughts, the feelings that you have, moving forward with that. So you have the intuition, and to trust it. You will be very tapped into source, spirit, and to pay attention. Those little whispers that you may hear that you think, oh, maybe I should or shouldn't, listen to that. What is your gut reaction to something? And that's where your sacral chakra, your solar plexus is at the gut. So like your gut feeling, that's above your navel and below your rib cage. So now let's move forward to the distant future. So there's some type of mental conflict. So you had that period where you were going to do some self-reflection, tapping into source. Divine, tell us about this mental conflict the collective will have in the distant future. Fertility. Well, look at that. So it could very well have been the loss of a child. So you have 3. So remember in the beginning with this, the 3, the couple and the kid. Well, once again, In the distant future, there will be fertility. There will be birth again. And this is the Empress card. So this is Empress is 3. And you can see the peacocks, renewal, fresh beginning. And it looks like peacock feathers. And when you look at it closer too, they're leaves on branches. So again, that fertility, that growth, that material harvest. So in this shape here is more like an ovid, so like an egg, okay? And look at the round around the head. So the emperor and the empress. You don't often always get that in a pull for a reading. You have both the emperor and the empress. So you as a couple, you will have a birth. Birth 3 is about birth. So that is something that you have to look forward to. So the mental conflict there, let's see. You may be conflicted because of the loss that you had. You see? You may be conflicted because this goes here. You may be conflicted because of the loss and you're just not made feel like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready. That's a lot to deal with. That's a lot to take on. And you may not want to have that heartache and loss again. But know that with your emperor, you can do it. But follow your intuition. Follow your gut. Listen to what it says. So let's see. Let's see what will happen. So divine, you're saying that there will be another birth in the distant future. What more can you tell us about that, divine, so the collective can have a better idea? Tell us some more. What more can you say about that? The universe. 3 again. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3, 3, 3. So you have 3 again. Birth, expansion. So you're expanding that family unit. That's what will happen. And the universe, it's the world. The world is yours. It's all out there. It's all open for you. Remember, you went inside, you saw the clouds, the sun, the moon. All of that is within you. And look, your heart is beating once again. It's strong. The green, the heart chakra is there. It's green. Your emotions, your feelings. So, with that, you have the world. You have that option. You have another little child or baby coming on the way and in the distant future, and that can help you to move forward. Move forward as that family unit. Remember, unit, that 4, remember? And look, just so it said, look, both of these, positive movement forward. Look, positive movement forward. Look at that. That's beautiful. So you're moving forward and having that option to go ahead. And remember here when you're sitting on the pier in the water, there you go again. So you have positive movement forward. So don't be scared. Trust. Follow your instinct. So you have that. You have, and again, 8, infinity. Material harvest, that was the card that we had at the beginning. So that's your fruitfulness. It's all coming forward. And then look, material and spiritual prosperity. 6, and 6 is also birth. So, looks like a little 6 looks like a little pregnant belly. And that's beautiful. So you have all of that. All of these, remember again, look, with this card too. Financial material changes was in the present. Well, now it's the prosperity has come forward. The harvest has come forward. You're moving forward positively. That's your message. So that message is telling you had a major loss of a child. That unit that you had, that family unit, was major disruption. But you were able to move on, to move forward. And I'm not saying moving on without the child that you lost. No, they are always with you. And look for the signs. Sometimes you'll see like white feathers, or you may get a scent of something, or you may hear a song may play, get a glimpse. The people and animals and friends and whatever you lose can and will always be with you. They're not on this realm per se. They're behind the veil, but they are with you at all times. If you open your heart and your soul and your mind and your body, your spirit to it, you can see them. I know I get my little angel messages all the time. Rainbows are one of them. So, that's what you need to do. So let's move to the crystal that will help you as you are working through this loss and preparing for the future with another little child. Divine, what crystal will help the collective as they go through this situation? What crystal will help the collective as they go through this situation? Let's see what we get. Blue lace agate. Look at the blue. Blue of the water, the movement. Look, the movement, the movement. Blue lace agate. Find your calm. Find your calm. And that's what you have to do. Go inside your intuition, your calm place, your special place. That's what you have to do. So when their emotions are happening, that's causing you some turmoil, some sadness, some pain and heartache, remember to find your calm. Take a deep cleansing breath. Close your eyes. Take a deep cleansing breath. And as you exhale, release it. Release it and focus on, think of the good things, the good times, the good memories. And then know that you are getting ready to develop some new ones. And that's what you do. That is your message. That is your message today. Love, light, and joy with you on that. I'm here. If you leave a message in the comments, if this is something that resonated with you, and I'm happy to answer any questions, or go to PYJynJoy.com and book a one-on-one, and we can delve a bit deeper into this specific to you. But also, if this again resonated with you, I'd be so thankful if you will hit the like button of the video, subscribe, hit the bell for the notifications so you know when I'm posting again, which I do pretty much every day. And then also to share with your friends. So it may not be you, but something said may have reminded you of someone else. And if it didn't resonate with you, share it with someone. That way the message gets out further into the collective and can get reaching to those who really need to hear it. So thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you the best. I know that you can do it. Your family, you have the support and the foundation, and the world is yours. Take it and move forward in peace and blessings.